Okay, let me just come in here. Okay.
I think one of the things, and I was talking to Sorika a bit about this earlier, is I think you're absolutely right. You've got to set that stake in the ground, as Fiona would say, and that's her big thing, stake in the ground. And then it's about doing the activities that are going to generate the results that you want. You can't dictate what the results are going to be. You don't know what the results are going to be.
Yeah.
But if you say, I am going to be an area manager, if I've said I am going to be an area manager by the end of May, then I have to have a tracker plan. I have to have a plan and be tracking it every day and doing all the activities that can result in that. I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You can't really do much more. But if you, as you just said, like Socks, if you say, well, I'd like it, I'd like, whatever. And this is what I do all the time. Oh, it'd be quite nice, but, I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't. Then you just don't do the activity. So it's not, I think it's about really
it's about the mindset, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's more than a mindset. This is the thing. It's not just a mindset. Yeah. But actually it's physical, practical stuff on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And whether you get there or not isn't really within your control to some degree. But as long as you're doing all the activities that can get you there, then you've got a lot better chance of getting there.
Than not doing them. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's kind of my telling myself that's what I need to do, because I let myself off the hook the whole time.
Yeah.
So we've got to keep each other on the hook.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going area manager the end of May.
Love it.
And Sorika?
I'm going district manager the end of May.
Brilliant. Good celebration together then.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's really important as well to align your goals with your team. I massively feel that makes sense to do that, because you're then all working together, because you only promote 4 times in this business. You only have this period of promotion 4 times. And you just have to accept that it is actually going to be really full on. You're never going to work harder in your business than you are for the 2 months that you're in promotion. And if you accept that and take that on board and go, right, okay, I am going to not see anybody for April and May, Michelle, are you going in Qual April and then completing in May, or going in Qual May?
No, we'll go for the first one.
Yeah, going into Qual.
That's the plan. That's the stake.
Yeah, love it. So that's the thing, is I can't remember what I was actually going to say there. Yeah, so having everything aligned, so your whole team are going to be working together, and for that 2 months you are going to be working socks off, making your family aware of it, that you are in the evenings, you're probably going to be quite flat out most of the time, but it is just an 8-week period of your life. You do the work that you do in that period of time will have such a massive effect on the work that happens thereafter, that your pace changes. Everybody relaxes a little bit once they get to the next level, but they've created enough momentum in their business to be producing QV that is going to support them at the next level that they're going to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get you.
So it will be those 2 months, go, right, I'm committing to April and May, I'm committed to it. I know that I'm not going to have much of a social life. I'm going to be 100% in. And, worst case scenario, it doesn't happen. You will still have an incredible amount of QV. You'll be bonusing, you'll be putting yourself into a much, much better position.
Well, I think that's sort of why I've done it. I've looked at what time I've got and stuff, and I'm off for 3 weeks over the Easter period as well, which, I can really focus on it then as well, and building up to that. So
amazing. And then this it's like so perfectly aligned for you guys now. It couldn't have come at a better time, really. To be going into area as well. That's brilliant. Emma, how you doing? Nice to see you, darling. Oh, she's got her thingy on.
Not on video.
Yeah. I don't know if I can. Yeah, she can't unmute herself.
Yeah, hello. Sorry. I managed to minimise the screen and couldn't actually get you all back. I don't know where it is. Hello.
Hi, Emma.
Did you get a chance to go on last night?
I did. Wow. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
was amazing. But
Yeah.
a lot of things to digest in there.
Yes, I wrote so many notes. I think it was, I don't know where my notebook is now. I wrote, about 3 or 4 pages of notes. I was like, trying to get all this down. Brilliant call. I think it was like nearing hour and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty long. Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour and 10 minutes in, I was like, I'm pretty full up from that. So tomorrow. So has everybody, in terms of doing a short DA, 10-minute DA?
Just
Mine's
one thing,
scheduled.
Rebecca.
Right.
I noticed, so Hannah, I don't think is in that group. Were there any restrictions on putting people in or anything like that?
No,
Right.
absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I need to join Han to that group.
Yeah. I think we just needed to check in that she was happy to go in. Hannah's on.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Hannah's on, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, hi Han.
Hannah.
You're probably putting
Hi,
baby to
Han.
bed.
Hello, sorry, I'm multitasking.
That's all right, love.
I am here, I'm listening, I'm just, doing.
All right, darling.
No worries, darling. So we can get her in. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody can join. So she'll get loads from it. Anyway. What was the other thing? Yeah, the
Sorry,
10-minute
you just said about the DA.
The 10-minute DA. It's quite hard to do in 10 minutes.
15-minute max, she said, didn't she? If you could,
Yeah. Yeah, but I completely agree. You know, anything over 10 minutes. That's why I love that 8-minute Sarah Dunning one. Has everybody seen that one? Yeah. So Judith and I are going to get together on Wednesday and try and do something within 10 minutes each. But it'd be good just to post them, if we can, like a link on our Nations page so we can share it with each other before, just so we get it out there and see what we think to people's style and what they're saying and stuff like that. If we can all get that done this week, that'd be brilliant. And then obviously getting it out to people and getting genuine feedback from them. I found lots of people joined or wanted products or wanted more information when I sent out that 20-minute one. And I randomly sent that out to, so many people, when I did my 20-minute DA. So don't worry just get it out there. Don't worry about the fine details of it. Like, I was really worried about little tiny mistakes that you make. Don't worry about those. It's better to be quite natural, I think, rather than too polished with these presentations. Obviously, for the national vice presidents that are all like got the best lighting and stuff, then and they're going to do one like that. But for us now, people just want to see you being honest and being genuine when you're talking about the business. So if you're making tiny little mistakes, don't sweat over those, because people just won't notice them. If you're tripping over your lips, which I often do, people just won't notice them. They'll just feel your enthusiasm for what you've got to say. But that's my top tip really, is don't let that stop you from getting that out. Because if you watch it back and go, oh, I sound really weird there, or look really strange, pulling a really weird face, and that stops you from getting it out, that'd be a real shame, because people don't notice that sort of stuff anyway. But yeah, that's the thing that we need to get up. And then Michelle and I, just very quickly, because I know we're going to start, the Nation training starts at 7:30, but Michelle and I just wanted to go through dates for diaries, what the next month's going to be looking like, and Michelle's going to talk about our Business Builder Day as well. You go, my darling?
Oh, right. Right. Okay, then. So, so the Business Builder Day, which we're holding on the 16th of March, Saturday the 16th of March, which is the day before Rebecca's birthday.
Oh,
she is St. Patrick, really. We're basically we're going to do it at my house. So as many people as want to come, that's absolutely great. We're going to make it a really practical session, because I think one of the things, like Rebecca was just talking about, and we were talking about, you set a goal, you set that stake in the ground, and you say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a district manager by this date. I'm going to be an area manager by this date, whatever. And then we all go away, and you sit in your room and you go, yeah, but what have I actually got to do differently? And, it's not just about putting time in your diary. It's about the practical things of what you actually do. So that's what I really want that focus to be for that day, is real practical stuff that you can practice, you can take away, and and we can all write them down and go, right, so that's what I've got to do. Every day I'm going to do these 5 things. We've got the tracker plans and all that, which is great. But when it says things like, talk to X number of people every day. Well, what does that actually look like and feel like? What are the words to use? How do you open up that conversation? What do you do when somebody says, bugger off, all that sort of thing. So that was kind of what I got from talking to, some of you guys, was that was going to be really helpful for you. So I just wanted to check in, and number one, make sure that you can be there, and number two, that is kind of what you want, or if there's anything else that you think we should be putting in there. I know videos came up at one point of how to make videos, so we could cover a bit of that as well. Yes, Oxy?
And we did say about I said about the pro CM
CRM.
CRM. Yeah, if we could do a little bit on that, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yes. So again, we can do a practical. So make sure you bring your whatever you use for your main work tool. So whether it's your tablet or your laptop or whatever. Because the worst thing is when you get it demonstrated and then you go home and it doesn't work like that on your device. So do make sure you bring that along. Right. Let me just make a note of that then. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. I think that's plenty actually for CRM, videos, and
some practical stuff.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
So we thought we might actually even do like a little bit of role play where we literally can do that thing of, right, there's somebody at work. I want to talk to them. How do I do it? Well, let's practice it. See how that feels. Yeah.
And also, just picking up your phone and leaving voice notes. Like a lot of people really struggle with that, but it's a really, really effective way of communicating with people. Most people respond to a voice note much more than what they do a text message or an email, because you've added that personal element to it. But it is a bit weird doing it. So just even practicing those, leaving them to, it should be good just to do it to each other. Just leave voice notes for each other to practice, so that you don't want it to be really polished, but you don't want it to be that you're stumbling over your words. You do want to have a bit of a script that you're going to say. You do want it to feel like it's flowing really nicely from your mouth. So that sort of stuff really, really helps as well. Just getting it out there and doing it would be good to do.
Yeah.
And then also so basically what we need to do at the beginning of every month, like what we did mid-month last month, I think works really, really well, where you start to think about your goals for the following month. Because up until last month, I never did this. I'd always get to like now, March, and go, what am I doing this month? I would never sort of pre-plan it a little bit. So mid-month is a great time to then start thinking about what you want to be doing for the following month. And obviously, if you're going to go into promotion level as well, you want to be looking at that 2 months, looking at that 2 months ahead, what you want to be generating, what you want to be goal setting, and doing that a couple of months ahead. So we can do a little bit more on that, just to make sure everybody's happy with how to do that. So this is all going to be very practical. And then what we're going to have, Fiona is going to come down on the 6th of April in the evening. We're going to have dinner with her and her partner. Paul's coming down as well. So if you guys want to come over, bring your partners, whatever, in the evening and spend some time with her socially, that'd be great. And then in the morning, she's going to do a training session from us 10 till 1, which is going to be Road to Region, which is about obviously seeing it where everybody is and where they want to be within this Road to Region, and help them individually get to their goals. So it will align really nicely with the boot camp that we're doing anyway, but obviously it's focusing just on our team members specifically. And the one thing that Danny did say last night, which I really love, is that you should be able to look at your diary and know exactly for the month what's going to be happening. So we've now been consistent with having a Discover Arbonne on the first Wednesday of every month. So everybody's diary, you should know. I mean, obviously, I know people who aren't living locally, that's not necessarily going to work for them. But if you know where your local Discover Arbonne is, that should be in your diary, so you can go, right, I know that pretty much that, usually it's fairly consistent and it's the first whatever or the third whatever. So for us, it's always the first Wednesday of every month. So important to get yourself there. Even if you can't get guests there, it's amazing just to be able to hear the presentation from different people. We try and mix it up and freshen it up each time. We've got 4 people talking this time. And obviously, it's even better if you can get people along to listen, because third-party validation is really, really important in this business. So get as many guests as you can along. It's free for your guests. It just costs £5 as a consultant, and that literally is just covering the room cost hire. But you can bring as many guests as you want. So bring 5 people to it. You know, you might as well bring a lot of people, as many as you can. And then obviously you're going to potentially have a really, really strong month from that. My best one was I had 3 guests and they all signed up. It was at the time Kirsty, Judith and Gina all came to one, and then they all signed up the next day. That was like the best one, because then we had tons and tons of activity. So I can't advocate them enough. So make sure that you've got them in your diaries for the first Wednesday of every month, for either ours or for wherever you are locally. And then obviously the Monday night training. You know, I've always been very flaky on and off with the Monday night training, but I'm really finding if I've got it in my diary and I don't schedule anything else in, there is some huge learnings that you can get, especially with the Nation call at 9 o'clock. And it's great for us obviously to all connect. But the reason we wanted to have a quick chat tonight was just to say, you know, anything that you want us to cover, Michelle and I are going to have a look at putting a little bit of structure to it. Obviously it's going to be quite fluid because things are going to change all the time, but anything that you want to cover in our team training sessions, then please direct message me or Michelle, and we can then schedule that in so you've got an idea of what we're going to be covering over the next, say, 3-month period. What was the other thing that we wanted to say? We talked about this today and I can't even remember.
Well, just on that note, bear in mind that our call will normally be on a Monday night, will normally be at 7:30, because we felt that was easier from childcare and things like that point of view. Yes. It's only because once a month, on the first Monday of each month, is the region training, and that overlaps with it. Okay, so on the first Monday of each month, we either won't have a meeting, or if we do feel we need one, we'll push it forward a little bit. Yeah. Is that right, Rebecca?
Yeah. On our Nations of Nations, I just put a little time scale picture today so that you can see what that looks like.
Oh, great.
Great. It's literally like there we go. So again, you can just put it into the diary. I probably might put one. Let's see this.
Oh yeah, I saw. All right.
Yeah, so that's literally like just the synopsis of what we just talked about then.
Fabulous.
So get those in the diaries, and then the other thing that we very quickly want to. Oh my God. Did you hear that? Siri was cutting away then. Last couple of minutes. We're very, very keen to think about, obviously, people's growth in their business and getting started. And we're going to do a session on this, aren't we, Michelle? But the key thing is, you know, not to think about, and actually it was mentioned last night by Danny. She said, you know, if you think that you're going to grow to Nation just with your immediate friends and family, you're going to be really disappointed. Yeah. You know, the fact is you've got to get within their networks, and they might not want to be business builders with you. They might not even necessarily want to have product, but they know you well enough and trust you well enough to know that obviously you've got incredible products, and you want to then share either the business opportunity or the products with people within their network. So it's just making them aware. You know, it can be a bit scary sometimes when you're talking to your friends and family, and you have an expectation on them. There's no expectation with this business at all, but just make them aware. Say, look, if it's not for you, then that's great. Can you then, you know, I'll gift you something, and then we can get into your network. So don't ever be fearful of speaking to your. I think it'll probably be worth covering that as a whole session, though.
Yeah. I think we should, and I think from my point of view, I think the key. What I've noticed is just that I think we hold ourselves back because we're worried about putting pressure on people and things like that, and or they're not ready or they can't afford it. Particularly this thing about that, they can't afford to get set up and things like that. Well, that's fine. Then you don't want to put any pressure on somebody like that. But as Rebecca says, what you really want to do is you want to say, look, yeah, I get that, but you're my friend. I've started my business. All I want from you is just get a few friends together, and I'll come and talk about the business, and I'll give you some product. So you don't need to buy it. It's not going to cost you a penny. I'll give you some. That's it. And the chances are that over time, you know, they'll do it, and then over time, they're going to go, actually, I can see this would be sensible for me, or something, or they're not, one or the other. But I think this idea that I should, you know, I need to back off people, or I don't need to worry them, or there's no point in me talking to them because they can't afford it, or they're not interested, or they're too busy, isn't really the right way. I think you've got to get through that, and it's okay. I'm not trying to sell to that person necessarily or do anything to that person. I just want their help in getting more people, just getting in front of more people. That's all I want to do.
Yeah. And
I think that takes a lot of pressure off us, doesn't it? When you know, you're not bothering people, you're just asking them to help you.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. So yeah, we definitely do a bit of that on the.
Love it. Okay, right, we're out of time. The Do More page obviously is where the Zoom, the live is for the presentation tonight. We need to check Michelle. Michelle and I are going to try as often as we can to go up on the quarterly session. So for those of you on the call, I'm not sure if you know, every 3 months there's a meal incentive that's put on by our nation. And Michelle and I won it at Christmas, didn't we? And they get lovely dinner that's bought for you. And then you're there for the quarterly nation training. So we are going to look at going up that on a quarterly basis. So we'll probably have to pre-plan that a little bit.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
I know that I'm running, they've already probably started already. And the one thing that we did touch on today was AAC.
Oh, yes.
AAC, if you haven't thought about it, then you really must think about it. As Danny said last night, it is the thing that will change your perspective, your mindset, your everything about your business will be elevated from going to this event. They've just announced that you can purchase a ticket over a 4-month period. So you just pay £60 a month. So you're able to spread your cost of your ticket, which is fantastic. And we found some accommodation that works out £25 a night per person. And Michelle and I, year before last, we managed to book our train tickets for like £13 return. So I'm going to look at those tomorrow and get those booked. So as I said, accommodation we've already booked, 3 rooms, so that's 9 people, for £25 a night per person. And then train tickets, sugar receipts. So actually, it's relative, you know, those bits to it are relatively inexpensive. And the investment is 100% worth it. I think, Michelle,
absolutely. It was the thing that made me decide that Arbonne was where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I think every year that I go, it reinforces that. It is, you know, having been to conferences with big companies and things like that, it is without any doubt the best. And you know, it's the best fun you'll have, and you'll come away feeling part of a community that you never want to leave.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's the community that you get to realise that you're part of now. That and Danny talked about it, didn't she, a lot on her thing last night, about, you know, about they've really got your back.
Yeah.
You know, this is a community of people who you know, just will do anything to help you, and you never realise that until you're there.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not on the call, I know you want to follow up, you know, really think about it. We don't have to get tickets till May. However, if we're going to be clever and get the best deal with accommodation and tickets, let me know straight away whether you want to come, and we can then incorporate you into those so we get the best savings.
And I think the other thing just to say is, don't think of it as I can't afford it or something like that because it's £60 I've got to find. Say I've got to earn £100 to pay for that. So every month, £100 of what I earn is going to go to paying for that ticket and my accommodation. That's it. It's all you need to earn is £100 to pay for that, for the whole thing. £100 each month.
Every single person who goes to AAC, their business in the following 3 months is transformation. Is so different. You know, there's a massive hike in their QV activity that it sort of pays for itself anyway. So it is an investment in you, and it is an investment in your business. I couldn't stress the importance of it. If you're serious about your business, the importance of you being there. But yeah, so let us know directly. That'd be great. And we better go because now the nation training. So lovely to see you all. Take care,
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.